Ooh, spinning wheel of death. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. In this video, we are going to be talking about retargeting. I don't know if you remember this girl, but she is the crazy ex-girlfriend meme. I still really like it, and there's a fantastic blog post on our website about retargeting. So if this video doesn't cut it, which it should, hop over there and check it out. It's pretty good. So let's talk about retargeting, what it is, how do we use it, all that good stuff. So retargeting is a marketing technique used to display ads to visitors who left your website but did not take action, or a specific action like call you, schedule a meeting, input a contact form, something like that. Once someone visits your website, we can follow them around the internet and market to them the whole time. So you've probably experienced this 1,000 times. You go to Amazon, you're checking out shoes or a generator or a solar panel, or I think those are things I was looking at, a chair, I don't know, something like that, or maybe a toothbrush. And then it's following you around all week online until you come back and purchase that. That's essentially what we would do. So you would come to someone would come to your website. Let's pretend you are a roofer. They come to your website, they see your brand, they're like, okay, maybe I'm not ready yet, let me go shop around. And then they hit up Facebook or they hit up Instagram in a half hour because they get sidetracked, and that's what happens to everybody. They're not one of the few people that convert the first time they visit your website. So you start hitting them up with, and they don't probably realize it right off the bat, but they're scrolling through Instagram and they see your video, a brand video about how awesome your brand is. I don't know. Or they see a funny picture with you going like, why didn't you convert? Let me help you. You need this. Or, there's many different techniques you can do. We've got a whole bunch of them that are really good that I'm probably going to have an additional video for this where our advertising specialist will come in and talk about the strategy. But I love retargeting. It works really well. It's awesome. And it makes your company seem 1,000 times bigger than what it actually is, which is really great. So if at first they don't convert, try again. So hope that kind of sums it up. Let's zoom out here and talk about where we're at. So we just finished the climb. We just finished that middle section. We got through authority building, and now we're on to retargeting. So we call this search and social synergy. So the people that found your website but didn't convert, maybe they go to social media, they go to the different networks associated with those social media companies, news sites and things like that, and they're just seeing your ads. You go from an afterthought or something that they were focusing on. They did come to your website. They were thinking about getting a new roof or getting something repaired, or maybe having that water damage checked out or something like that. And then they got sidetracked, and now you're trying to get top of mind again. So we're almost done with this whole series, a couple more videos, and these last ones are kind of quick. So this is going to be the last kind of long one. So why do we do this? Obviously, more conversions, right? We do this to increase brand awareness, to increase conversion rates from the people that visit your websites. More conversions mean more potential customers, more money in your pocket. So by running a simple retargeting ad campaign to all the past visitors on your website, you can increase your calls on your website 5 to sometimes even 15%. Now, 15% sounds crazy because most sites convert at like a 1 to 3% rate, but when you're you'll see on the next line, when you're hitting people 7 to 12 times after they've already visited your website and you're staying top of mind, it's that much easier for them to convert. They trust your brand now. They keep seeing you everywhere. You must be a big company, right? You must be trustworthy if you've got all this money to spend on advertising. You must be doing a good job. You have great reviews, right? Anyway, that's kind of the thought there. I mean, we've heard about, I don't think we've specifically seen, but companies talking about 25-30%, which is insane, but conversion rate. So think about that. So how do you retarget? So we got a little bit of Facebook logo here and a target. How is it done? So it's pretty easy actually. So the process is you put a Facebook pixel, which is just a little piece of code. You can have your web designer do it. You can do it yourself actually. It's super easy, especially if you're on WordPress, because you can just go into a section and like copy and paste. And then you create an ugly ad. We call it an ugly ad because of one of our mentors calls it that. Basically, it's just a really simple ad saying, this is what you're getting, and you're talking specifically to your customer base, and you're targeting them. We call it ugly because it doesn't have to be fancy. It's nothing crazy, and it's just you want one specific action to take place. That just equals mo monies. So there are 3 steps to increase conversions with this retargeting stuff. So, look at me. So the first one is install a pixel on your website. Super simple. I kind of mentioned it previously. Facebook will give you a little piece of code, and if you're using WordPress or another platform, hopefully WordPress, you can just drop it into probably somewhere in the dashboard or ask your web designer to do it, and that will immediately start tracking and building an audience of the people that have visited your website. And you can get crazy specific with that pixel data, which we can talk about in probably a more in-depth video. But basically, you can get down to if somebody visited page X and they didn't do X or Y, then you can send them campaign Z or whatever you want to do there. The next thing we need to do is let that pixel marinate, or I don't know. I'm hungry, so that's a good term. We need to build the audience. Just let it sit. So that I believe the pixel, I could be a little bit outdated here, but I believe that pixel will keep track for 90 days, and you're able to advertise to people over anybody who visited your website for the previous 90 days. So obviously that's not going to be that effective if somebody visits your site 80 days ago and then all of a sudden you start retargeting them with ads. They're going to be like, what? That's weird. So you have a time frame there, which I'll let the experts talk about. I know the SEO stuff. This is kind of a little bit outside of my ballpark. So build that audience. The next thing we need to do is create an ad campaign for every specific action. So if they did this but didn't do this, then you're going to display that. If this, then that. An example would be visiting a page but didn't convert. So like on our website, we have an exploration form that is one of the first things people must fill out in order to us to have enough information to do a full-blown analysis. If they visit that website and didn't commit to filling out the form, which is very common because it's we're asking for a lot of information, it's definitely a purposely built speed bump. If they didn't convert, then we can send them ads saying, hey, what's going on? Let us know if you have any questions, or we have very specific things showing. You'll probably see some of our retargeting. We have brand videos and case studies and stuff like that to help people get to trust us over time. So we can send out an ad with a sad face or a case study, as I just said. So I've seen people do all different types of stuff, and we're testing all different types of stuff. A lot of different things work. You'd be surprised. So don't be scared to put anything out there unless it's too provocative and it would taint your brand or something. Anyway, let's jump over to the numbers. It's all about the numbers. It's all about the Benjis. Okay. So why should we retarget? Obviously, you know the answer to this. It's common to get up to 15% conversion increase. Who wouldn't want that? The possibility of 100 people to visit your website and get 15 inquiries from that is incredible. Instead of like without retargeting, just potentially getting 1 to 3 or so. If your site really converts well, 5%. Yeah. Definitely that's 15 times, 5 times the amount of money there, potential. So, and it costs pennies compared to cold advertising. So if you were to go out and advertise on Facebook or Facebook's a good example. If you wanted to go out and advertise on Facebook and you're like, just target attorneys, or just target single moms who just had a baby, or people that are wanting to move, or weird things like that. Whatever your business is, then Facebook would charge you a bunch of money to really hone in that target audience for you, and it will eventually get cheaper. But if you tell them straight up, look, these people already visited my website, I know they're interested in my brand, send them this message, it's going to cost pennies compared to what it would cost on a cold marketing campaign or advertising campaign, because you're not having Facebook do any of the work, really. I mean, they're doing work, but they don't have to put a ton of effort into it. That's just how it works. So local businesses can expect to spend 100 to 300, I'd say a few hundred here on the high end, because that's what we've seen. We've been doing this a bunch. That's what we've seen. And if somebody asks you to spend $1,000, you must have a huge audience or a lot of traffic, or they're charging a bunch of money. And I believe we have a different video that talks on what people should be charging. Oh yeah, we did this in the advertising video. What people should charge to do this for you. So increase return visitors. So if you go in analytics, if you go into, analytics is perfect. You'll see the amount of people that are returning to your website versus new visitors. Sometimes with these campaigns, most of the time, you're going to get double, triple, even quadruple the amount of numbers people to return to your website than normal, which is really fantastic, because that's another opportunity to convert them, get them to trust you at least, and then maybe convert them into a lead or something like that. Well, that was a quick one. It's quickly over. So like always, schedule if you need anything. We're here for you. I hope you enjoy this stuff, and I'll see you in the next video.